So you just have the infantry. Anyway, I'm going to stop giving you advice because I really shouldn't be doing this. Oh man, I like you. You've done a really good game, like, diplomatically, so... Except for calling you into stupid wars. But I'm pretty sure this is resulting in a lot of player trust. Like, people are going to want to ally you, so you may want to cast about and see if you can find a little more security.
You wouldn't believe it, but that trust already paid off in the build up to this session, because Calico was promising Aragon very much entire of Spain if he backstabs me, and I just had to say, think about what Calico did with Seraph and Granada, which he got all. Then think about who fought with this ally in a collision war, and that hopefully pushed the scales in my favor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've definitely earned a lot of goodwill from a lot of players. I just need to see if you can actually make that pay or not.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll let you go again, because you do need to recover your country. I don't want to keep you from that, so good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Alright. So yeah, based on what Calico was saying earlier about going after Granada, he has just started Operation Granada. So I kind of regret suggesting the bankruptcy. He did initially say no. I was like, oh, thank goodness. And then he did it. I'm like, this is going to be... it depends on whether Calico notices his bankruptcy. France should use their papal authority for 15% tax boost. That is true. They should. Or the interest reduction. They should probably do it for the forgive... No, their bank... Never mind. I was going to say they could have done forgive usury and then avoided some of that interest, because it was the interest that was killing them. They had 10 ducats in interest. Now they don't have that anymore, so they can recover the economy, but difficult. Gotland got independence from Denmark. And Matriarch Trav is saying shoo to somebody. Now Gotland starts as Danish, and I guess Denmark had to release it as part of the peace deal.
Never mind, it failed.
It did?
He peaced out Granada. Oh.
Aw.
I saw he went bankrupt, and I got the notification. I was like, oh, nice, let's go. And now, yeah, rip. Sad.
Oh well.
Never mind.
Well, you got Granada as a vassal at least, so some of the losses were recouped.
Well, now I've got to fight Aragon for no reason. It's the only sad thing.
Oh. Oh, good luck with that.
I've got to fight him to white peace. Ugh. Sad. Okay, never mind. Rip.
Good luck. Alright, so it's Castile on low war enthusiasm versus Aragon on low war enthusiasm. Castile, England did honour the call. I don't know if England is still fighting for the Scottish territories. They are not. They've retaken northern Scotland, or Gaeldom. They're going for the Isles now. How's your coalition stuff? That's all still cause. Yeah, this is all cause, so you're not going to get any aggressive expansion for that. So this is just going to be Aragon versus Castile. I am wondering if this is the opportunity a certain other nation was waiting for. Because I know that Morocco was super bitter towards Castile for the previous war. So I am wondering if this is going to be their opportunity. They've not increased their maintenance very much yet. This is like the standard maintenance if you're just rebel hunting. And they're not drilling. Navies have gathered. I would assume that they're waiting to see just how different nations do. At some point we should check out the government reforms as well, actually. Exiled. They peaced out. Okay. Peace has been declared, so that war did not last for very long. But we now know that there is some enmity between Aragon and Castile. They're just not willing to go to blows about it yet. So it's probably a good thing that Morocco didn't do it. Are Ireland colonizing? No, they can't reach anything. The only thing they could potentially reach would be Tenerife, which they haven't actually explored yet. And there we go. England have retaken the Isles. So that coalition war against Denmark was actually really good for England. England could well recover. It's definitely not game over for them. England's economy is looking fairly healthy. No loans. They just need to get some manpower back. And yeah, I would say that England is back in the game. Well played, England. Well played. With one thing we haven't looked at for a long time are the Timurids. How are they doing? They have expanded into northern India, bordering now Delhi. I am wondering if we're going to see a Mughals. Timurids didn't actually take very much from Uzbek. Uzbek, are you allied to Ming or anything like this? You are only allied to Oirat. Are you a tributary? I'm not actually sure how I can tell that. Ayutthaya, Daiviet, Korea, Lanzang, Malacca, Oirat, Ryukyu, Haixi, Cochin, Dara, Karadel, Senwi, Pangazian, and Tondo. So, no, Uzbek is not. And Uzbek is also not allied to or guaranteed by Muscovy. In fact, Muscovy doesn't even border them. How's Muscovy doing in terms of Russia? They need to have admin 10, don't they? So they're halfway. They're starting to get some institution tax spread penalty. Let's take a look at the institutions. So this is the spread of the Renaissance. I didn't do this earlier on because I didn't think much would have happened. So England has just embraced it, or is waiting to embrace it. Waiting to embrace it, probably because of the cost. But most of Europe has it already. Brandenburg's a little bit slow on the uptake, as is Sweden and Norway. Morocco is starting to get it. I don't know if that was knowledge sharing. I think that was knowledge sharing. African Berlin is their capital, and it has it before anything else. And you would have expected it to come in via the coast. Unless they got it from Portugal, which is possible. How are their relations? If we select Morocco. Morocco's getting an alliance offer from Castile. Interesting. Portugal, Morocco. How are your feelings towards Portugal? Can't actually see it that way. Here. Opinions. Because if they're positive, then tech would spread. If they're not positive, then it wouldn't. It is not positive. Are they rivals? They're not rivals. Oh, but Portugal has rivaled Morocco, so they can't exchange technology. Okay. Ottomans do have the hang on. Sometimes this institution map mode is super finicky. Come on, reset. Damn it. Alright, select England. Institutions. Select everyone. There we go. So yes, the Ottomans do have it. The Mamelukes are getting it. Tunis is going to get it fairly soon. Muscovy doesn't, neither does Lithuania, but Poland does. Because Poland has the institution, they're going to spread it to Lithuania, because Lithuania is in the personal union. And apparently it's starting to spread over in Timurids. I wonder how. Because again, for those of you joining us for the first time, we are playing with the no institution dev mod, which means you cannot just dev up provinces to get institutions. It has to be done through natural spread or through knowledge sharing agreements. So Timmy is getting institution, renaissance, knowledge sharing. So Timurids are indeed getting knowledge sharing from someone. Who is selling them this? Portugal? Ottomans. So the Ottomans and Timurids are having a diplomatic agreement of some kind. Are those two allied? Timurids allied to Poland. And Daiviet. That's an aggressive move. Not rivals. Oops. Might need to double check Timurid's rivals, because I suspect they might need to rival the Ottomans. So another of the player rules is you must have 2 player rivals, if available. Unfortunately, I can't check to see who their potential rivals are. I think I'm just going to need to put a note in chat here. This is Dark Fighter. Rivals. Because I'm fairly sure he can rival the Ottomans. And right now he isn't. Alright, and then Viet and Brunei are probably going to have to rival each other as well. So, Kildare, have you started colonizing yet? You are not even exploring. Oh, somebody is! Portugal. Portugal started to explore. Finally. That happened quickly, crikey! Interesting. So, the Portuguese exploration juggernaut has woken up. We have got Felipe Rodriguez here, currently doing the exploration stuff. Said he can't change them right now, fair enough. How did your war against Granada go? I think you won, but you seem to have not taken any territory. So I'm not sure. Eagle. What is Danish aggressive expansion after the coalition war? It is reasonable with everyone except for England and Kildare. And Burgundy. So they would need to be careful not to trigger Burgundy, but yes, they could go to war with people. If they were so inclined. Hey, Trooper. Yeah, Castile seems to be reaching out for alliances right now. So I'm wondering if he's feeling a little bit excluded. Castile is now allied to Muscovy and England. And Brittany and Savoy. So he's making a lot of friends around France, but without himself actually going after France. And he is still a rival with Aragon and France. Aragon, meanwhile, allied to Denmark, France and Portugal. So Castile themselves are also surrounded. So I think the Iberian enmity is starting again. I think that the Iberian unity was a fairly short-lived thing. And how is Portugal doing? Who are your allies? Portugal is allied to France and Aragon, so Portugal is fairly secure against Castile. So Castile is definitely feeling isolated, which is why they're trying to ally with the entire world. Morocco may have tipped their hand by not accepting that alliance. I don't know if the Ottomans were offered it, but I doubt that they would accept regardless. Are you rivals with Castile? No. Poland and Austria. How is Austria doing? I haven't actually looked at Austria. We've had a very, very quiet emperor. I mean, he's... with the exception of basically allowing Brandenburg to expand, he's been very, very quiet indeed. Austria is allied to Hungary, Poland, Brandenburg, Savoy, and Morocco. Interesting. Because I know Austria was not very happy with Aragon going into Italy, and Naples is independent right now because of Austrian intervention. Naples being allied to Ragusa and Ferrara. Naples' ally is very, very weak. Aragon may well look to capitalise on that, though he knows if he does, Austria probably will step in. Poland's in another phony war. Poland is in a war against Riga and Hamburg. Is Livonian a vassal? The Livonians are a Polish vassal. So actually, if we go to the diplomatic map mode, we can see who their vassals are. So Silesia, Lithuania, Poland, and the Livonians together. So he's probably trying to take Riga to feed it to the Livonians. And because Lübeck is currently owned by Denmark, the Hanseatic League has been disbanded. Riga is usually protected by the Hanseatic League. So because they're not in the Trade League anymore, they were granted, well, not granted independence. They're still in an alliance with Hamburg, but that's all that's trying to protect them. I suspect that this is going to be the end of Riga. And yes, Moldavia. Oh no. Moldavia is a march of Hungary. Was there a war between Poland and Hungary at some point? No, Moldavia is always part... I'm trying to remember. I think Moldavia is always part of Hungary, it's not part of Poland. And Muscovy. Muscovy has been super quiet. Sitting here with a lot of... Actually... What's happened to their manpower? They've been building their flipping hell. That's a big army. Alright, let's take a look at who has the largest armies right now. In terms of total size, we have the Ottomans and Muscovy, who are, of course, allied to each other. So the Muscovite-Ottoman alliance could bring in 100,000 troops, if either of them get declared on. Muscovy is actually slightly over their force limit, so I am wondering if those two are planning something. Poland are sitting here on 40,000. Austria on 47. Are Poland and Austria allied? I feel like they might be. Poland and Austria are indeed allied. And Austria also has the Timurids and Burgundy. So is Poland trying to block France by being allied to Burgundy, I wonder? Probably. I mean, that is a pretty good move. You want to avoid France growing. Burgundy's allied to Poland, Brittany, Augsburg and Utrecht. So not a hugely powerful combination. It's an event. Most of the time it goes to Poland, but sometimes to Hungary and sometimes independent. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not played in that region since the Poland patch, which is really annoying because I played as Poland just before the Poland patch. I was not happy when they announced that. I was like, oh, you could have done this like a month ago. Or at least told us like a week before. Meanwhile, Diviet, are you doing anything? Your economy seems to have recovered. You have no loans. 9,000 manpower. You're actually almost maxed out in terms of that. Your army, full strength. Drilling? Not drilling. It's on the march, though, and it's at full maintenance. Oh, they are at war. As are Timmy. Did I just completely miss the fact that they are in fact in a war? They are going after Lanzang, which is something that they've been talking about doing for a while. Lanzang is currently... Lanzang and Ava. Ava without their tributaries. Does Ava have... Oh, tributaries don't defend the Overlord. That's right. The Overlord defends tributaries, but not vice versa. Diviet, Champa, Sinwi, Kaima, Khorasan, Sistan, and the Timurids. This is a coalition? Divietan conquest of Savna. It's not a coalition, it's just that Diviet has a lot of friends. But Lanzang is allied to Ayataya? Why is Ayataya in this? Ayataya is not in this. There's just a lot of people moving through Ayataya right now. And then Ava. Do you still have your tributary hordes? You do. Taungu, Mongquang, and Kale. And Ava also one of the wealthiest. Like this is a little hidden paradise. Let me just show you what I mean. If we go to the simple terrain map mode, grasslands, farmlands, farmlands, grasslands, grasslands, farmlands, grasslands, farmlands, grasslands. The amount of development you can concentrate in that little corridor is ridiculous. Furthermore, it's so defensible. Like, there's a pass here. Stick a fort there.
Still here.
Hello.
Just wanted to tell you I've got a new ally, which I think is very profitable for me.
Muscovy?
No, even more profitable.
Burgundy. Interesting.
Yeah, just like that, you know. Right, bye.
Yeah, I could definitely see you using that to interesting ends. Very good. So Calico is definitely trying to make moves against France. Oh, France is having rebel issues now. Are you still bankrupt? You're probably still bankrupt. You are. How long? 89. 2 more years. Almost exactly 2 years. One of the rebels just went away. They probably made a deal. -3 stability. How has that happened? Muscovy offering an alliance. That is an alliance I think I would accept. How are you on diplomatic relations? 6 out of 4. Provence is a vassal. Denmark, you got an alliance. Kildare, you got an alliance. Aragon, you got an alliance. Portugal, you got an alliance. And Holland. So they do have a very good alliance chain. That's interesting, though. Because that would kind of suggest to me that Muscovy doesn't really have an appetite for war against France. Although Castile also has an alliance offer from Muscovy. What? Or has that just not gone away? Because those two are allied. Taungu have an amazing mission tree. I haven't really looked at many of the mission trees over there. Alright, let's do another roundup on the ideas, because I'm kind of curious to see if those have changed much. Portugal's gone for a second group already, and they have taken expansion. So they're going to have Diplo and Admin going through. They have their colonist. And he is in play. We are from their perspective, so we should be able to see where that is. Barbados. Alright, so Portugal. Going for the Caribbean, and they can actually reach. Very, very strong move. If you take over the Caribbean, then you can basically dictate where a lot of the trade from the Americas go. And push it towards Castile. And if you control both the Ivory Coast and the Caribbean, you can send trade from Ivory Coast to the Caribbean, then either send it north or send it straight back again. So that's just another jump, so you can make a bit more money. Also, you can use it for naval bases and pirating and stuff like that. So Caribbean's a strong choice. Plus, it's just a really wealthy region. Like, there are a lot of cash crops over there, so you can make an absolute ton of money. And if you control the Caribbean, you can usually get pretty good access, well, very good access to Mexico, which is where Gold Central is. So definitely a good move there by Portugal. No real surprises in their choice of ideas, and once you have exploration and expansion, you can get another 20 global settler increase, and also the native uprising chance minus 50%. That combined with the trade native policy means that going for areas with very large native populations can become very profitable, because native populations transfers into goods produced, and the rate of return for that is very strong. And actually, let's take a look if they've actually taken trade policy. They have indeed. So there you go. Native uprising chance minus 50%. Native assimilation plus 50%. That assimilation means that native populations turns into goods produced once you actually take over the province. Oh, they got the idea where it says, or the event where it says you get a general but you get the admiral. Yeah, it's just a wrong terminology. Right, so Castile. Ideas. Still don't have any ideas. Castile's still on admin 4, compared to Portugal's 7. What are you doing? Development, maybe? 230, how does that compare to other powers? I don't think you've even been developing, you just don't have many monarch points. Because they're not even a great power. Huh. I mean, they've lost some territory, granted. So it's not a massive surprise that they're not huge, but that's still smaller than I'd expect. Alright, Aragon, how are you doing? Aragon is still going with the naval ideas, though they have not progressed through it very quickly. France has got their military drill. France really needs to get Elan. Elan plus military drill equals French armies will never run. That's going to be a plus 35% morale. And if you have high military tradition, which you will have because of defensive ideas, and also the number of wars that France has been getting involved in, French armies are going to be extremely strong. They're not necessarily going to pack a massive punch, they're just going to stand and hold. So France needs to make sure that they have a good manpower pool. So defensive plus France plus quantity could be a good combination. Which is something I don't say very often, because I'm not a huge fan of quantity. Right, England. England is maritime. They've got their ship repair upgrade, and I saw in chat they were just complaining about the rebels rising up, which is not a huge surprise. Holland. Whoa. Oh dear. Okay, I haven't broken anything. Aristocratic. That's a bizarre choice. So later on, Holland can choose to become the Dutch Republic, which gives them access to plutocratic ideas. That makes a hell of a lot more sense to me. Have you done this purely for the 10% Miltech cost? I'm not sure you needed to do that. You've already got economic, so that means you have the cheap development, so you're not going to be spending as many military monarch points on that. I think I probably would have gone for innovative Oh no, innovative is an admin. Aristocratic. For better cavalry. As the Dutch, you get fire bonuses. Okay, I don't understand that choice. I don't understand that choice at all. Denmark have actually almost finished out maritime, and they have their naval tradition going up, so I think that Denmark's hoping to build up their naval superiority to never repeat their defeat by the English at sea. I know that they won the war eventually. Mordred should check the rulers. Mordred is checking the ruler. Mordred can't see the ruler. Mordred can see the ruler. 2-1-0. And it's not Enrique. He's just got really unlucky. He is married to the Lancasters, though. I approve of that. And the heir is a 3-6-1. He's only 31, though. He's going to be around for a while. See if anyone else has any particularly good or bad ones. 2-2-1 for Brandenburg. He's ancient, though, and his heir's just come of age, who is a military expert. Beyond the first Jagiellonian. Yeah, we know he's good. Muscovy, 4-3-4. Acceptable. That's going to be Denmark. Kildare. 5-1-6 for the Fitzgeralds. That's pretty good. 2-4-1. Portugal, 3-2-2. 5-5-5. Sultan Abdullah I. So I would say Morocco is winning the... Oh, no. Of course. Mehmed II to 6-4-6. Yeah, that's not a surprise. Abu Said, 2-4-3. Ethiopia, 1-3-4. Really good heir, though. He's young. He's going to be around a while. Unless, of course, he is removed from office. Congo. 3-4-4. Mali. There's probably a hotkey for this. Doesn't say what it is, though. Mali's is a 1-6-2. Getting some technologies. How's Congo doing for tech? Okay, so the Congo has now teched up a bit. I think he probably waited a bit too long to do that. Let me see Bessarabia's ideas. If I knew where they were,